What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my Twisted Life and TV. I am Poetry. You are here for a recap and review of the BET presents the Encore. This is, I'm not sure if this is a special series or season 1, episode 6, Demons and Divisions. Now, I told y'all before I even started to record this show that they got on my nerves. I'm ready to hear some music, some good music. I want to see some actual studio time where they are doing recording more than some oohs and ahs. I want to see some actual rehearsals, some stage rehearsals of the entire set, things of that nature. I want to see the writing process. We've seen very little of these things, but what we have seen is a whole lot of mess. Now, it does keep me interested enough to watch it because, I like some mess sometimes. I told y'all it was giving me a little R&B diva vibes mixed in with making the band. That's what it reminded me of. But one of the things that really gets on my nerves the most about this show is the women. They act like they ain't got no fucking backbone. The twins got too much ego and attitude. Everybody throwing around their accolades like they have done something significant in the past 24 hours or something like that. It irks my freaking soul, okay? But y'all wanted me to review this, so we gonna review this. This is the episode for the listening party. The ladies, they not sure who coming around, but it's supposed to be people from their former bands. I don't expect Cher's sisters to show up at all. Because I told y'all from the last video, the way that the twins spoke on how the group broke up led me to believe they still got beef with their sisters. So we gonna see. It's the next morning now, after they blow up. Because remember, Misha and Pam had a little blow up. Basically about Misha standing up for Pam, but when it come time for Pam to stand up for Misha, she don't fucking do it. She don't speak. But again, that's one of the problems I have about the women. Shamari, Pam, Nivea, all of them do this. The only other person that really actually stands up is Keely. Keely, Aubrey, they the only ones that, and Misha, the only ones that really will have a voice against the twins. And all the other women, they would sit back there and be like, yeah, you right, girl. But as soon as the twins come in their presence, then they quiet as a church mouse. That irks my motherfucking soul. Where all that talk, you was just talking. You was just saying that you agree with everything I said. Now that they here and want to know who said what, y'all like, I'm just gonna stay out of this. That girl, that gets on my nerves. Anyway, Pam did one of those old, I call a dude move. She don't feel like she needed to say, before this, Pam didn't feel like she needed to say anything in that situation. But like I said before, other than Misha, Aubrey, all these ladies collectively complain about how things are going in the house. And when they ask to speak on it in front of the twins, they get quiet. The only person that Keely has consistently hated in his house is Aubrey. And I'm starting to think I understand why. If I recall back to the first episode, Aubrey mentioned that her and Notori had worked on a project together and they still speak. Notori and Keely ain't cool. They not cool. They not here for each other. So Keely is like, a friend of my enemy is my enemy. That's how she feeling about that. And she's so childish. She really fucking childish. Anywho, Misha came into the kitchen as Pam was in there washing her hands. Baby, Pam washed her hands for a whole half hour. I understand, want to be free and clear of COVID, but she was just, you would have thought the homegirl was going into surgery. And she was the one that was doing the cutting. And I thought she was washing dishes at first. No, she was just washing her hands, baby. She said, fuck that 2 minutes. We gonna get all the dirt and crevices in between these fingerprints out. We gonna get it all. You know what I'm saying? She washed the shit out of her hands. Pam in so many words said, you know what, me and you cool, without actually saying the words. That's a dude move right there. She did so by complimenting Misha on her dress. Now, I love a good moo-moo, because that's what it looked like to me. I love a good moo-moo with some pockets. But Pam was making it seem like she was wearing a Vivienne West wedding dress. You know what I'm saying? Like it was gold sewn into the stitches or to the seams. Like if she could touch the hem of her garment, she'd be washed by the blood of the lamb. That's how Pam was making it seem. Girl, that smock wasn't all that. Stop it. It was not all that. Well, Misha was flattered anyway, okay? So she offered up an apology to Pam about coming at her the night before. You know, she said she probably overreacted, took it the wrong way, yada yada this, yada yada that. And then Misha tried to go in for a hug, and Pam, you know, gave her that forearm, boom, boom, boom. I was like, girl, you still worried about being hugged and perceived as gay? Is that what the problem is? It's not gonna come out of you just because you embrace an apology. Stop it, Mom. Stop it. Okay. And did I say it right last week? Felisha is the Hawaiian silky, Fallon is the body waves. They were switching it up this episode, y'all. So, anywho. Just say, Misha. Felisha said that Misha was just putting on for the cameras, right? She don't know what's faker, her turn up or her apology. Later in this episode, you know, Misha did pull a fake move, in my opinion, in regards to her sister, you know, but I digress right now, okay? Anywho, we finna prepare for this doggone listening party. Pam, she sit down with her microwave peanut butter and bananas, and I was like, girl, she was fucking up peanut butter and the bananas up with that big ass slice of piece of bread, white bread. And then, because when her and Aubrey was sitting down there talking, they had to tape that a few more times, because the next time we showed a clean ass plate, even the fork was clean. Like, I'm like, I know, you know, Pam didn't sit there and scoop that up like it was some gravy in the biscuit. I know she didn't do that. They just redid that scene a few times. Anywho, Pam is worried though because she dipset on total, right? She left the group, left them stranded, completely blocked them out of her lives. I mean, literally blocked them on every social media account that she had. And it's been 5 years since he's seen them, right? Pam, to me, seems like she was fucking one of them too. Okay, was it Kima and Pam? Yeah, I think she was probably banging both of them, in my opinion. And she wanted to rid herself of the temptation once again, you know, on top of the fact there was things that was going on in her life that these women reminded her of, you know, and she wanted to leave all that bullshit behind. But Pam basically dissed them, right? So I could see maybe one, if not both of them, actually show up, because they really ain't got no closure, okay? Aubrey don't think that none of the members of Danity Kane gonna show up. I don't think so either. But when I researched, Dawn and Aubrey apparently had an unresolved beef. They had an altercation in the studio. An incident where Dawn's vocals got X'd out. They got lost or what have you. They was recording over her vocals. And then Dawn supposedly punched Aubrey. I don't know why she didn't punch the other ladies, but she supposedly punched Aubrey, allegedly. And this would cause the breakup of Danity Kane the second time. Okay, again, I'm not familiar with them because I didn't follow pop like that. Anywho, it still sounded familiar to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Aubrey was in on it when the twins lost Misha and Iris's vocals. And then they made them re-record, and then Iris was only left with oohs and ahs. When she had original lines initially. Yeah, okay. But anywho, right now, Aubrey is having beef with the twins. And she feels like she's been lied on. She feels like she's been bullied. And I hate to say it because I don't like Aubrey. I agree. I totally agree. The twins are in this house bullying everyone. And like I said before, only a few stand up to them. But when everybody else is around looking at the clouds. So it's like you out here on your own, and that gets tired and exhausting. I also agree with Aubrey that the music we heard is not up to snuff. I know a lot of people liked it. They said they could listen to it on the radio. I don't. Okay. I don't sing like I used to. I don't use my vocal instrument like I used to. My whole family is in the music business. I know a little bit about music. Okay. But yeah, this is definitely not what I would consider their best work either, considering this is a team of veterans. This is not the best I don't think that these ladies could come up with. The vocals ain't right. The sound is definitely not a uniform sound. They have no clear direction for this group, and their work seems unfinished. It seems like they was playing in Fruity Loops. I know they say they're using Pro Tools and they're using Logic, but they seem like they was playing in Fruity Loops, and that's what it sounds like to me. It seems very unmastered. We as a people have gotten so conditioned to listen to the bullshit of music that's being put out these days that we starting to accept any type of mediocre work and calling it gold just because certain names are behind it. And it's one thing from this show that irks my soul, like I said before, how everybody keeps throwing out their resumes, right? Like they have an inability to be flawed, like they can't be wrong because they got this resume. Okay. And then Aubrey said exactly what I said last week. The twins are setting themselves up like they are the only ones who know how to do something. They're the only ones who can do it. And one reason is because they feel that they are the only qualified individuals, despite others may want to step up. And when others do step up, they shut that shit down and then say, you ain't stepping up. And so you got to do is step in there and do it. They got to deal with all your drama if they do. Okay? Anywho, like I said, Felisha and Fallon have been in their work, and I can admit that. But again, like I said, they are not creating for the group. They are creating for themselves. And that's why this music does not sound like a group sound. Okay? They're supposed to be creating for the group. And but that's not the energy that the twins are giving. That's not what they're giving. I got my notes down here, so yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Keep looking down. Okay, so then Aubrey gave the best shade of the freaking episode. Make sure I quote this right here. She says, "If I have to be accused one more time of being the ringleader of a thought, I will back off." She said the ringleader of a thought. That she's going to back off. And you know who's going to suffer? The records. And they're going to get as many sales as Cherish did. Baby! Was that or was that not shade to the fullest? Okay, so you know, of course, me, because I'm nosy as a motherfucker now, I got to go research what these artists actually did as far as record sales was go. I fell the fuck out. Elijah had already said that Cherish was the least successful group out of everybody in the house, right? Most people probably remember a couple of their tracks more than any of the other artists because they had, that wasn't them. Yes, it was them. That was them. Okay, yeah, they had some songs that were some bops. But overall, they were the least successful of the groups. And if y'all didn't notice, Elijah's not here any longer. He's no more. And they really didn't give us an explanation of it at this point. Anywho, I did my research. So here we go. Cherish's first album. Which actually was my favorite by them. I love that Unappreciated album. They sold 600,000 records. And that was between the United States and international sales combined. So basically they went gold. Gold is the lowest standard in the music industry, right? And then when they put a second album out, they sold a total of 32,000 copies, y'all. That is not a lot. You could probably say that in your hometown. They went from 600,000 copies on their first album to 32,000 copies as of this date. So basically, between both of their albums, they have sold 632,000 albums. Give or take a few hundred. And I want to say 62,300. That's it. Yeah, okay. 632,300. That's how many they sold. Okay. Compared to Danity Kane, like I said, they wasn't my group, but people loved them. Danity Kane went platinum on their first album. Platinum sales means you sold 1 million. So, 632,000 copies between two albums to Danity Kane's 1 million, over 1 million on their first album. Their second album went gold, okay? Baby, that was shade. That was shade to boot. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and finish checking everybody else that. 702 got gold on their first album. They went platinum on their second. Now, I'm not going to talk about the albums that have been shelved. All of these groups had albums that were shelved for whatever reason, okay? The group Black went platinum on their first album. 3LW first album was multi-platinum, which means they had more than 1 million, more than 2 million. They actually more, because the multi-platinum status goes every 2 million in increments like that. They went multi-platinum on their first album. The Cheetah Girls went diamond, 43 million. Nivea, I could not find her stats on her first album, but the second one did bad. It wasn't as bad as Cherish's 32,000 on their second album, but she only sold 100,000. So if we look at it overall, Keely, although she was in 2 failed groups, as they would like to say, is the most successful person as far as the groups is concerned out of everybody here. Anywho, so Cedar comes on and let the ladies know what's going to happen with the listening party. Everybody is a bit nervous because, again, they don't know who's coming. I expect Ronnie DeVoe. I'm thinking one of the Total Girls is going to come. Maybe 702. I don't think no Danny D. Kane showing up. I don't think no 3LW or no Cheetah Girl showing up. And I don't know who's going to show up for Nivea. I don't think it's going to be Wayne, and probably ain't going to be Dream, you know. For the twins, I was thinking none of Cherish was going to show up, but maybe Felicia's husband Harv would have showed up because he's a producer. By the way, when Felisha said that I wrote for Bieber, I did it. Felisha, your husband was working on the project with Justin Bieber, and I think because you live in the same house as Harv, and when they wanted people to help write on one song, they called you in, right? You was on this song with like 10 other writers. Okay? And if it wasn't for your husband, I doubt if you would have been there. There wasn't nobody checking for you. And y'all acting like people got y'all on speed dial. Now, I will say that Misha, she has wrote for some big names. More than Felisha has, more than Fallon has. For my research, Felisha has 8 songs in her writing credential. 8. Fallon has about 20 to 30, but most of them was written for Cherish. The other large sum is written for Danny Lee, and the next one, large sum, is written for the TV show Empire, which is she did very well. But like I say, y'all acting like everybody got y'all on speed dial already to call y'all up for any minute. Be humble, bitch. Be humble. Misha had 21 songs that she wrote outside of what she wrote for 702, but Misha hasn't wrote anything since 2003. So if I was Misha, I probably would have apprehension as well when it came to my writing game. I haven't wrote anything for anybody since 2003. So the way that y'all writing and y'all freestyling these lyrics that really actually ain't got no fucking content, if you really sit down and listen to them and break them down, you're like, what the fuck does that don't go together? If you really listen to half this shit that they putting out these days, you're like, yeah, she probably don't feel confident writing in that manner either. So I kind of get Misha a little bit better now, knowing she ain't wrote shit since 2003. Anyway, see to tell these ladies that they need to prove that they are ready for the big performance, and they need to prove that they have created their own sound, but they haven't. That's the thing, they haven't. Even Misha said that the sounds wasn't mixed correctly. It's all bad right now. They gonna be embarrassed. So they need to hit the studio, right? But they realize they missing one song. Apparently, it's on Kosine's device. They were stressing over nothing. He sent it over. Okay? Fallon says it was a rookie move that he made a mistake and took the tracks home with him. But I'm thinking that he's a producer. He probably got a studio at home that he could produce these tracks and work on in his own leisure. That's my assumption. He don't live in this fucking house. He is not the one in his house to put together this group. Y'all supposed to be putting together the sound, and then he produces the shit, right? Okay. The Bird's Eye View track, Fallon tells Felisha to add her flavor back to it. She had took it out because she wanted co-sign to produce it, but all the women liked Felicia's version better, right? He sent over the other track. They listened to it. They didn't like that at all, so they said, let's throw it out. Okay, so day of, we got a few producers, some artist developers. Brandy from Black, she looks real good. Mila from 7-2 came on through with no voice at all. Kima from Total, she looked like Lil Brandy from Love and Hip Hop. You know, the one, I forgot her last name, but the one who was god sister to Ray J. She looked like her to me. Jazzy Faye, of course, Ronnie DeVoe, like I said. No Daddy DeCane, no 3LW, no Cheetah Girls, no Cherish. No one came through for Nivea unless they were counting Jazzy Faye. Okay. I think that they should have had a few bloggers, a couple folks who worked in the industry that they did not know, and a few DJs to see if they think the music will be hot enough to play on the airways. That's what I thought that they should have put out there. I think that everybody that was there in that place was not going to tell them the truth because they just happy that these bitches working again. This is just a big reunion at this point, okay? To me, these songs seem unmastered. They sound like they belonged on a mixtape. You know, on a mixtape, you don't have a uniform sound. You just have different artists coming together, putting some shit together on a tape. Okay. It didn't sound like any of these tracks were written for a group. It was like individuals came together and did a part, and you can clearly tell what parts that they did because it did not sound cohesive. The songs they performed, they didn't do it as a group effort. The choreo that they didn't seem show worthy to me, so I hope this wasn't what they were actually trying to showcase to us. That I don't know what the fuck that choreo was. And it may have seemed like Aubrey was hating, which she was, but I hated it too. I really did. I mean, the songs sound okay, but they sound okay enough for amateurs who were getting themselves ready for a talent show. That's what it sounded like to me. Pam, she tried to hit Kima with the forearm, but Kima was like, "No, sis, bring it on in. Don't play with me like that. I ain't seen you in 5 years. Don't act brand new, okay?" Something about their whole vibe and their whole conversation made me think that Kima and Pam know each other for real, that they smashed in the past, okay? Like I was saying earlier, Kima came in with full emotions. She like, I know I didn't want to upset you, but I came here for a reason, and this was it. So, when the first song, Skeleton, started, they stopped it. Gerard, Jazzy, and Ronnie stopped it. Said they wanted to see the performance, and they wanted to see the faces that are attached to the lyrics. On Skeletons, Misha was the only one that was not on that track. The next song that they did was the gospel song, and Lord, I hope that was not the choreography for that. They all came in together, and y'all silly as hell if y'all think they sounded good when they all start singing together. There was no harmony. I'm like 5-part harmony. Well, 8-part harmony. 5 heartbeats. Anywho, it sounded too auto-tuned, and it was auto-tuned, and somebody's pitch was still hella off. Okay. And true, like I said, Aubrey was standing over there looking all stank-faced because shit really didn't sound that good, and that wasn't a good look either for the group. But I understood where she was coming from. Now, Irish and Nivea both noticed that Aubrey was feeling some kind of way, right? But later on, Nivea pretended like, oh, she was fine yesterday. Everything was going so well. What's wrong with Aubrey? No, it was not going well. It was not going well. Okay. Even Irish was like, this ain't what I signed up for. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 to 4 lines out of all these songs. And the rest of the time, I'm just sitting here. Okay. Now, when Misha was bitching about all that back in the day, y'all was acting like it wasn't affecting y'all. Y'all was sitting there with closed mouths. And now it's in front of you and affecting you, and y'all in front of folks. Now you want to act like you shocked you ain't on some songs. Like you pissed you ain't on some songs. Misha was bitching about that this whole time, and nobody was backing her up. Okay, anywho, Misha ass flipped the script later on though, And it was like, we all good. Now, I understand why Misha said that in front of Mila. Her and Mila ain't been on the best of terms. And it was definitely not the time or the place to, air out those grievances. Because, like, she looking at it like, we ain't been the front runners of our group. And we don't want this bitch to know that we still having the same issue we was having when we was in the group with her. That's what she was saying. But Iris was being a straight sourpuss, right? She's like, no, I ain't finna go down there and record shit else with them. I need to hop my ass on the plane. That's what she said. Oh, my doggone virus protector just popped up. Shut down. Okay. And then Iris go and says to the other girls. Now, Iris is a Gemini too, y'all. Hate to say it. Misha's a Gemini. I'm sorry. Misha's the Gemini too. Misha went in there and told the other girls, like I said, I was fine with her saying it about Mila because she didn't want to put that arrow in front of Mila. She wanted to put that arrow in front of Mila. But when she got in front of the other girls and she, went against her sister, like, I was like, when she said, the truth be matter is she ain't been here. She ain't been present. She been fine. Ain't nothing been wrong with her. I was like, bitch, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You had the nerve with your disappearing, nervous breakdown, having ass. I need to go have 1,000 fucking smoke breaks just to get the nerve up to sing, and I still can't hold a fucking note. Go really say that about your sister? For real? You should have just shut the fuck up if you wasn't gonna say nothing nice, you know what I'm saying? Or back her up, or saying, well, this is what I've been talking about all this doggone time, right? Shit, because that's what she had been talking about all that doggone time. Okay, so I still do not think that they got any constructive criticism. Everything that they was told was a bunch of smoke and mirrors. This is great work. This could work. I love the melody on that one. Okay, no. Kima went to go open up the Pam just a little bit more. She's like, I just want to know how the fuck is this happening right here, right? You wanted to go solo, you left us hanging, and now you're here making a super group when you already part of a fucking group that's super. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. And of course, her only answer was, God led me here. She don't know how to do shit anymore. God had to do everything for her. Like God took away her fucking free will. She only moved when God tell her to move. And she keeps saying, I don't know what happened. All I do know is God brought me here. That narrative getting so stale for me. Oh my goodness. No, hey, go with God. Glory. Because Kima was like, I refuse to believe that God built us up as a group the way we did and put us in that position just for you to walk us away and leave us hanging. And tear us down as a group. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, Aubrey was sitting off to the side and we got a little tease of what happened to Elijah, so to speak. She said we did have a vocal producer, but he was nasty to me, so now he gone. Okay. And I guess either Aubrey had pulled for Elijah to go, or Carlos King agreed with me that Elijah was on some bullshit, right? I think I'm the only reviewer out here in TV land who thought that Elijah was on some bullshit. I don't have to like you to stand by truth. So even though I don't like Aubrey, for me, I had to stand by truth. Elijah was on some bullshit in that conversation. And on the flip side, I can like you, but that don't mean I'm going to stand by your wrong. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Aubrey ain't standing by the group no longer. She's so fucking over it. She is done with it. Especially since what they produced was not up to par. Like, so to make a point, Aubrey bounced. See you later, bye, right? She said, I'm so sick of this, especially Heckle and Jekyll, who trying to boss up around everybody. My group sold way more than yours, so you need to put some respect on my damn name, okay? Eat my dust, you dusty hoes. That's basically what Aubrey was saying, so she burnt the fuck out. See you later, bye. Now, I didn't think that she should have been there in the beginning, because remember I said that. However, I agree with everything that Aubrey said this episode. Everything. So, the next morning, everybody's shocked but Fallon that Aubrey's gone. She said that Aubrey was just being dramatic, and she was being dramatic, and that was her whole point. But girl, y'all twins, y'all are the queens of the drama, so I guess you would know best. Okay, the rest of the house like, why she leave? Everything was going good. When did it start going good? Because I'm confused. I haven't seen that part. Okay, Nivea seemed the most hurt and confused because she felt like shit. I thought I was gonna be the first one to leave. We can leave, like you know what I'm saying. But Nivea feel like the group has some potential. So yeah, I don't understand why she was so confused though, because she noticed that something was off with Aubrey, that she wasn't connected, and her vibe was totally gone. Right now, what's her face? Was it Felisha? It was Felisha. Said Kosine didn't need to be there because they was asking where he was at. Well, he was on his way with the choreographer and the vocal coach who don't do shit, right? But then she said she can't wait to see him because she been doing his job and he ain't respected her. Well, Kosine don't live there, right? So he come when all the other people show up outside of the house comes. So, and from the past few episodes that we've seen, when he is there, that's all y'all motherfuckers do is argue, like now. So they played Felisha version of the song. Nobody really paying attention. Kosine had the old boy switch the track and then put his version on. And then all of a sudden you see Shamari and Cinnamon bouncing. So Kosine asked, okay, are you thrown off? Is she thrown off? And Felisha got into combative mode. Well, cut the music. What did you just say? What did you say? He said, I'm asking you, are you thrown off? Yeah, I'm totally thrown off by the bass because it was too loud. He said, okay. Was she thrown off? You know, while she was over there getting her groove on, was she thrown off? And she said, I'm trying to figure out when I told you I gave a fuck. I'm like, where the energy come from? Where the energy come from? Okay, so I was like, sweetie, you should give a fuck. Because this is not just your song. This is the group song. So if the rest of your group has some input on it and that they were still feeling it as well, even though earlier they said they wouldn't, but at this particular time, because the bitches ain't going to voice their opinion, they too scared to actually say what the fuck they say earlier in the day. Okay, that gets on my doggone nerves. This is supposed to be for the group though. So he told her, relax, you know, when she said something about she don't give a fuck, right? And Keely was like, so now he exerting masculine energy. I swear sometimes y'all hoes get on my god doggone nerves. Y'all learn a new term and apply it to every fucking thing when it don't apply. This bitch bucking up on him, getting all loud with him. He tell her to relax instead of cussing her the fuck out like I would have done. But now, he being toxic? No, he wasn't. Not at all. He didn't even raise his goddamn voice. And she done raised her voice, been disrespectful to him, and he's supposed to just sit there and just take it? Bullshit. The fuck I will. The fuck my sons will. If I had them. I don't have sons. But anyway, he said he the producer, which is what he's hired for. Okay? And she's like, no, I am. He said, okay, fine. We both are. Then Keely said, no, she's the producer in this house. And then Felisha's still flexing, right? With her big dick energy, as she says she has. But what she has is an attitude problem and an ego problem, to me. She could have simply said, we all agreed that we like my version. First, we want to use that one. This house is some scary bitches, right? They get on my nerves. Only Keely tried to step up and stand by her and support her in the face of him, you know. And I was saying, shut the fuck up, Keely. That's what I was saying. Anyway, Felisha says she feels disrespected because she likes things a certain way, and to have somebody come in here and think that they better than her because they got more experience is bullshit. And I was like, well, ain't that the kettle calling the pot black? Ain't that what you did to Keely when Keely said she was gonna be creative director and you wanted to check her fucking resume? Remember that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't that the same thing you did to Misha? Thinking that you know better, sound better than her because you've had more experience and you stayed in the game and Misha didn't? You know, you slanging your credentials around and not somebody slanging theirs in front of you and now it's a problem. Get the fuck out of here, okay? I'm with Kosine on this. I'm with him on this. And then he did send the damn song over because she was like, well, we ain't got the tracks. You ain't send it over. We asked for the stems. You didn't send it. Y'all played it. When he sent it over, y'all said y'all didn't like it. Y'all want to scrap it. So he did send it over. If y'all don't know what a stem is like a collection of, let's say I got a snare drum and I got a bass drum, got a kick drum, got all this other stuff. Got all these drums together. When you put all the drums on one track, that's called a stem. So if I got all my strings, you know, my piano, my guitar, all my string section, and you put it on one track, that's a stem. So that's what they saying they missing. They don't have all the vocal stems where everybody to lay down their vocals together. I'm not sure which stem they was missing, but he sent it over. Y'all listened to it and y'all said y'all didn't like it. I remember that part. Okay, so anyway, y'all conveniently lose shit anyway. Same way y'all lost Irish and Misha's vocals. Felisha tell him he could leave. I was like, Felisha, you didn't hire him. And I'm like, what was the point of the choreographer and the vocal coach being there? Because they didn't do the damn thing. But the choreographer got up and she was getting ready to leave. She's like, y'all need to respect him, you know, get with it. He got a job to do. This is what he's hired for. She gonna say that she walking out the door. And then Felisha gonna say, well, what you gonna do? You gonna be a team player or you just gonna be a chauvinistic bastard? He's just threatened by women. No, the problem is Aubrey was accurate when she told Elijah that y'all think y'all running shit, and Elijah knew what time it was. And now that Elijah's gone, y'all trying to make sure that Kosine know what time it is by intimidating him and say he the fucking problem. Anybody that agrees with the twins, y'all toxic too. Y'all toxic. It ain't up for debate. I said what I said. I said what I said. That's the end of this recap review. Whether you agree with me or not, leave comments down in the comment section. Thumbs up the video just so you know it can be up there in YouTube's algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already done so. And I'll see you again in the next video, which I think is going to be the first Wax Club. I think that's the next video. I'll see you again soon. Peace.